Hello, Aries. Welcome to your love message for April. We are back to the original format. A lot of you have been asking for the OG format, so it's back and it's here. And we're going to connect and see what is coming up for Aries for love in the month of April. As I'm connecting with your energy, Aries, I am getting the number 7. When the number 7 comes up for me, it means that your angels and guides are bringing you a lot of messages right now, and they're asking you to listen to your intuition, listen to your gut feeling, pay attention, okay? And when I say pay attention, don't freak out. It doesn't mean something bad is going to happen. I think for a lot of you, there's some really positive gifts or blessings or opportunities that are coming your way in love that maybe you're not noticing. Maybe you have a little bit of tunnel vision right now, or you're really stressed out, and so maybe you're not noticing these good things that are trying to come in. Maybe for some of you, there's a really great person that you're not noticing. So we're gonna see what comes up for our Aries friends for the month of April. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a different format this month in terms of how I'm laying out the cards. You all can't see it. I'm just doing a different spread. But as far as like how the reading goes on your end anyway, it's going to be the same. So I'm laying out 10 cards. So this is going to be a more in-depth reading than what I normally do. So it'll probably be a longer video. Alright, Aries, so let's see what's going on with love. At the heart and the center of what's going on in your love life for the month of April, we have Knight of Wands. These are really pretty shimmery cards. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to use them. They're kind of like holography and they really shimmer great. And I'm like, these are going to be great in the candlelight. You really can't see when the regular lights are on, but I really love that shimmer there. So at the heart and the soul of your message here for April, your theme for love and for April is going to be passion and decisions. A lot of you are going to have to make some really big decisions in your love life in April. And I feel for a lot of you, it's about deciding about moving forward with a person, okay? I feel for a lot of you, Aries, this intensity is coming, like you're on the receiving end of this intensity, or you're on the receiving end of this passion. It's like somebody's really hung up on you, or somebody's really into you, or somebody's really, pursuing you very, very passionately and wanting you to make a choice or make a decision. I am hearing ultimatum, okay? So for some of you, this person is coming in with an ultimatum. It could be where you're having to make a decision or a choice between two people for some of you. For other ones of you, you're having to make a decision about whether or not you're going to stay in a relationship. Okay, I think that for some of you, you've ignored how unfulfilled or how unhappy you were in a relationship for a really long time, and now somebody's coming along and lighting a fire in you and making you feel alive again, or making you feel excited again, and you're realizing that, you know what, my relationship's not doing this for me. Now, for every single one of you, it's not going to be the same exact thing, because these are general readings. So for some of you, this person who's coming in as a temptation, it could be more of like a transitory soulmate, like somebody who's kind of coming and giving you the courage to walk away from a relationship and experience passion and go out there and explore. For some of you, this could be like a higher level soulmate where you leave a relationship and you're with them and you all end up being together. It's going to be different for different ones of you. But I feel, like I said, I was getting the number 7, like your angels were like, hey, we're sending you messages, pay attention. Something is happening where your eyes are being opened, where you're really having to be very honest with yourself about if you're with someone because you really want to be with them, or you're with somebody because it's been convenient or comfortable, or because you've been with them for a long time. Some of you are having to sit somebody down and be like, look, if we're going to keep going, we need to find the spark, or we need to find the fire, or we need to find the playfulness, or whatever it might be. Other ones of you, you're really going to have to get serious about who you're hanging out with, what you're doing, because some of you are like, you're looking for a big love, but you're attracting these turkeys. And it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because you may be hanging around the wrong places, or you may be hanging around the wrong people. And you need to go and do the things that you're excited about or passionate about to bring in that love. Okay? Knight of Wands can mean many different things. So I try to go over the different scenarios or the different ways in which it could apply, because this is a general reading. I may have 1,000 people watch it. I may have 20,000 people watch it. So it's not going to be the same exact thing for every single person. But the energy, the underlying energy for Aries, in the area of love for the month of April, is things moving quickly and having to make a decision, like having to think fast and looking for the thing that's going to make you feel alive, or looking for the thing that's giving you a sense or a feeling of passion. Obstacle for a lot of you here, we have the wheel. Okay, so some of you maybe are feeling like a relationship has been stagnant or stuck, or love life has been stagnant or stuck. Okay, like maybe some of you feel like it's tumbleweeds and crickets, regardless of whether or not you're in a relationship. For other ones of you, movement is going to be different. Maybe you're really into a person and they're really into you, and it's time to move forward into another phase of the relationship. Maybe some of you are having to contemplate engagement or marriage, or some of you are already married and you've been married for a very long time, and you're having to contemplate what is next for us. Maybe some of you are having to contemplate very big decisions in terms of, like, career changes, or moving, or having children, or adopting, or whatever it might be, starting a business. There's going to be something where you all are having to make a decision about moving forward, and either you or the person involved may have a little bit of fear about doing it. Somebody might be stuck. And so, Aries, you may have to really take the initiative to come out of that stuck energy and to move something forward. Because when we have Knight of Wands doesn't wait forever. Okay, Knight of Wands is like, you hurry up and you make up your mind, or this opportunity is gone. So you're gonna have to think fast, a lot of you, my dears. Your next card here, in terms of like karmic factors and like what's influencing the situation, you have 9 of Wands. So some of you are scared. You're a little bit on the defensive. You're a little bit uneasy about things because you've been disappointed in the past, or you're just kind of wanting to play it safe, or you're not wanting to get too excited about things too soon. Or some of you are having to take another try at something that didn't work out in the past. And maybe it's love. Maybe some of you are having to let your guard down and let a new person in, and you're like, man, here we go again. I hope this one doesn't disappoint me. Or some of you are trying to give a partner the benefit of the doubt, and give them a chance to make things up for you, or give them a chance to turn things around. But you're like, man, I really hope they don't blow it again, or I really hope it's not the same old. And so you may be afraid to move forward because you're worried about what might be happening or what might go wrong. But the beautiful thing about 9 of Wands is that it's basically letting you know that even though you've taken some blows, even though you've taken some punches, every single one of those wands behind you is a battle that you fought and won. Even though somebody came at you, even though somebody hit you or whatever, or bruised you, you healed over time, and you won those battles. You took that stick and you're like, this is my stick now. You put it behind you. So you have the experience. You've been, whatever there is to have gone through, Aries, you've gone through it. You know the games, you know the red flags, you know the tricks. All you need to do is pay attention, stay alert, listen to your experience, your life experience, and then if something is happening, you can nip it in the bud early once you recognize it or once you see it. And then you don't have to worry so much about getting hurt, right? Like you're in control of the situation. You know, I'm not gonna light a candle and freak out about what's gonna happen to the candle, because I know if I'm sitting next to it, if the flame goes too high or if it's near something, dangerous, I can move it, right? Like I can. So you don't have to be afraid. You just pay attention, be alert. Be vigilant. That's all you have to do, is be vigilant. And when you see signs of danger, you can nip that in the bud, right? You don't have to let it keep you from being afraid to go on this new adventure or this new relationship or this new phase of a relationship. You don't have to be in fear of it. Next we have, oh my goodness, it's dark here. Queen of Swords. Okay. So some of you, your fear, I'll tell you where your fear is. Your fear is that you don't want to come off like you're being the bad guy. Okay, Aries? You are a very intense personality. I really admire Aries. I'm not Aries. I don't have Aries in my chart. But one thing I like about Aries is you guys are very determined and you're very focused. And you're definitely not like, people that I'd want to mess with. And so maybe it's like you're having a hard time finding the balance between being nice or being patient and being assertive with people. So you might be worried or afraid that, man, I don't want to have to be like the Queen of Swords where I'm always laying down the law, or I'm cutting people off, or I'm seeming cold-hearted. This isn't about being cold-hearted, my dear. This is about, if you want to receive the kind of love and the kind of passion that you want in your life, expectations need to be met. And you don't have to feel bad about that. You give people a chance. Either you're on board or you're not. Like Queen of Swords is like, she knows what her goals are. She knows where she's headed. And if you're getting in her way, or if you're sabotaging it, or if you're disrespecting her, she doesn't have time for you. She doesn't have time for you. And that's an okay energy, right? Like if you're a person where you're like, man, I really want to get married and I really want to have children, it doesn't make sense for you to deal with somebody who's like here today, gone tomorrow. They're with you for a little bit, then they're going off to somebody else, then they're coming back and they're putting you in this weird third party thing. It doesn't make sense for you to deal with it. Like you're ready now, and you need to be with somebody who's ready now, right? Or vice versa. Maybe you're wanting more freedom. Maybe you're not wanting something super, super settled, and somebody's trying to pull you into something more serious than what you're ready for it. You don't have to feel bad or guilty for laying down that boundary. I mean, life is short. If you really want to manifest what you want, you need to take the steps, and the people around or the people involved need to understand that you're not playing, right? You can do it in gentle ways, just by simply being firm and having very healthy boundaries, but you don't have to be so afraid about being seen like you're going to be cold. Okay, this is a matter of self-preservation in that way. So in the present, kind of like in the present moment, I'm making this video a little bit before April, but it is focusing on April. One of the things you may be dealing with, or one of the blocks that you're going to have to overcome, is you're feeling a little stuck, or you're feeling a little trapped. And I feel like Aries, I feel like a lot of you are kind of struggling with the whole, with Queen of Swords coming up, you're struggling with the balance between being assertive and being vulnerable, right? Or being in that loving romantic energy. A lot of you are struggling with those two, I don't know if I want to say extremes. And so some of you have become afraid to speak up, and some of you have become like maybe tolerating more than you need to be tolerating, or feeling like your love life can't move forward until certain aspects about yourself are different, or certain aspects about you change. You might be really stuck in a lot of negative self-criticism, negative ego, kind of just really judging yourself, a lot of self-judgments. So the message that's coming in for you as this is a block that's going to need to be removed, and it's going to need to be removed by you opening your eyes and looking at the truth of the situation. You're not as stuck as you think you are, okay? You don't have to accept disrespect or low vibrational behavior, okay? And you don't have to tell yourself, well, I have to deal with it because I'm such and such age. I'm not like fresh out of high school with a world full of people to choose from, or I have to put up with it because of where I live, or I have to put up with it because you think for whatever reason that you're not going to have other options. There's ways around things, right? And you don't have to be in a situation that makes you feel like crap. It's like if you're wearing a super uncomfortable pair of shoes and you're kind of like out in the middle of nowhere or whatever, and they're pinching your feet and they're hurting you and you just feel the blisters, and it's like hurting the bones of your feet. Even if you don't have other shoes, at some point it's going to get uncomfortable enough to where you're going to rip those shoes off. You're like, I would rather walk barefoot outdoors than go another step in these excruciatingly painful shoes that don't fit. So some of you are in a situation that's not good. It's not good. It doesn't fit anymore. And you need to begin looking at the truth of the situation so you can begin planning how you're going to move forward, so that you don't end up in a situation where all of a sudden you're like, I can't take it anymore, and you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere with no shoes. You can take precautions, you can prepare, right? Like you can say, okay, maybe these shoes aren't working for me, maybe I gotta plan a pit stop, maybe I need to think of where I can go so that I don't get too far out in the middle of nowhere trying to walk in these things. So I think that a lot of you think that your situation is a lot worse than it actually is. There is a way out. Some of you are trying to leave an abusive relationship and you're telling yourself it can't happen because you're not making enough money yet, or there might be children involved or things like that. Look, if you're in an abusive relationship and there's children involved, that's all the more reason to leave. Because those children are going to end up taking the abuse at some point as well, right? And if even on top of that as well, is like, you don't want your kids to grow up thinking that that's okay or that's normal, to the extent where either they become abusers when they're older or they end up with people who are abusing them. So there are options, guys. There are women's shelters, there are organizations that will help. There's churches, there's all kinds of places with people who can help. There's all kinds of programs of people who can help. There's all kinds of domestic violence organizations. So never convince yourself that your situation is hopeless. Okay, my dears? There's a way out. I promise you that. Next, oh my goodness, speak of the devil. We have the Strength card. Strength card is coming up as something you're going to be manifesting, Aries, okay? For a lot of you, it's going to be in different ways. For some of you, this is definitely going to be an element of courage, where you're manifesting the courage to get away from a bad situation, or you're manifesting the courage to be able to love, or to let somebody in, or to give something a chance. It's going to be different for different ones of you. One of the beautiful messages that I do get with the Strength card is I always see the Strength card as a very intelligent way of maneuvering through a dangerous situation. Okay, because you look at this woman and she's like, kind of holding this lion's mouth shut, and this lion is at her side like this loyal little pet dog, right? You could even assume this would be a lion that would be guarding her or protective of her. Like if I tried to walk up to her, that lion would bite my hand off or whatever. So we can assume she didn't come in with this line and beat it up and kick it around and, you know, like rough house with it to whip it into submission, because that lion's gonna rip her apart if she tries. But we can maybe kind of gather that she was very cautious with this lion. She was very careful. She respected its space. She kept a distance with it. Maybe she fed it. She brought it water. She went she won its trust over time. Like, she was nurturing, she was giving, she was soothing, she was healing. And so over time this lion began to really, you know, depend on her and appreciate her and feel fondly for her and protect her and like be in a certain degree of submission. And so to me, the message here is always, you will catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar, right? Like the old saying goes. So there's that message here, is that strength doesn't always have to be an in your face aggression, or you know, don't mess with me or I'll kick your butt. Strength can be very gentle and very loving in that way. Another message I always feel with the strength card is like stamina. Like, don't give up on yourself. Stay committed to your goals, stay committed to your plan, have the stamina to keep going, because at some point eventually something will be yours. Okay, my dears? So the next card here, your power in the situation, we have the Sun card. You have a lot of major arcana cards, Aries, coming up here for you guys for the month of April. And that's significant. And I'll tell you why it's significant. It's significant because it is kind of confirming for us that a lot of you are going to be manifesting some kind of a soulmate connection. You know, a lot of you are wanting a soulmate. So you're manifesting that soulmate. You're manifesting that soulmate connection. You're manifesting that kind of love. Okay? And this is true love. This is true love. The Sun card is true love. It's playfulness. It's children. Okay? It's a sense of fulfillment. It's a sense of being seen. Maybe some of you Aries, in a really long time, or for a very long time, you've gotten stuck in these patterns or cycles where you have felt like you've gotten pulled into third-party relationships or scenarios which weren't fair for you. And you're like, I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready for somebody to claim me. I'm ready to be in a public relationship. I'm ready to be around somebody's friends and family, you know, or I'm ready to have a family. I'm ready to be in my playful energy or connect with my inner child and have somebody's inner child that plays well with my inner child, or start a family, or whatever it might be. So your power in the situation to make this happen is by just letting your light shine, right? And the right people, the right vibration is going to come to you. People are always like, I want to manifest my soulmate. Your soulmate is looking for you, but they can't find you if you're not out and about being you. They're not going to be able to recognize you if you're watering yourself down, or editing yourself, or trying to be somebody else, or trying to be the kind of person you think people want you to be. Your soulmate wants you. So your power in the situation for helping your situation in your love life in the month of April is gonna be about being in your element, being in your essence, letting yourself shine, letting yourself be seen, letting yourself have fun. You know, maybe a lot of you are trying to overcome something in an existing relationship. Maybe you don't have like an abusive relationship, but maybe things are stagnant, right? We had a lot of messages about, you know, movement and about getting unstuck. So maybe for some of you, the way you're going to be able to help move things around is, instead of sitting down with your partner and having very like long, like we need to talk and what are you thinking and what are you feeling and let's analyze this and let's make a list and let's make a plan, and maybe that's like causing somebody to pull away. Maybe if you can come into having fun, being able to connect with each other on a playful one-on-one level, just enjoying each other's company, that can really make that person melt and open up and tell you what you want to know, or tell you what you're trying to get at, or help you all work together better. You know, some like the strength card, right? Like that lion, she didn't come in and start kicking that lion around. She was able to bond with it. Okay, she was able to just be her loving self, her nurturing self, and have this line just kind of melt, you know. And so a lot of you might be doing this as well in April with somebody. Next card here is King of Pentacles. Okay, so there could definitely be a very strong element of stability coming into your life. Okay, some of you may be dealing with a partner or a person who feels like, for whatever reason, you might be wanting them to take the lead financially. But let's see, let's pull some clarifiers here. Why is King of Pentacles here? 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 King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, why is it here? Oh, okay, here we are. Here's a clarifier. We've got 5 of Wands. So it could be that this person feels like maybe you all aren't agreeing on finances, or you all aren't agreeing on how money should be spent, or how things should go. Or maybe this person might feel like your job is getting in the way of the relationship, or that you're being very focused on career and it's negatively affecting the relationship. Some of you could have a situation where you're having to choose between 2 different people, and maybe one of the people is an earth sign. Some of you may be having a situation where there's kind of the potential of a third party situation, and the person is an earth sign. Or maybe some of you have a situation where your partner or your current love interest is accusing you of not being over an ex. Like maybe like your feet or your heart is planted somewhere else, that you already planted your feet somewhere else, and you're maybe going through the motions and trying to make yourself move on, but they might feel like you have your heart set on someone else who could be an earth sign. Okay, so maybe some of you are feeling within yourself that there's someone you're not quite over yet, because I am getting that sense or that feeling. And then also with the 5 of Wands is competition. So somebody might be feeling like, you know, they're having to compete with the memory of somebody else, or they're having to compete with like your boss, or they're having to compete with your dedication to your work, or to like a business or something that you're trying to start, or that you're trying to do. Okay, so that can be another big decision. Maybe some of you are having to decide, for the sake of saving a relationship, if you're going to be making a career change, or if you're going to be looking for a new job. And then you have to decide, like, is it worth it? Is this relationship worth it, making a big change like that? Or is this job worth it to jeopardize my relationship, or vice versa? So that could be a big decision that some of you are having to make. Next, my dears, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so a lot of you are manifesting commitment right now. Okay, and this could apply even if you're in a relationship. Sometimes I see in the comments people are like, what about if I'm already married? Well, this could be commitment in a lot of ways. For some of you, it could be commitment that leads into marriage. For those of you who are married or living with somebody, it could be commitment in terms of coming to a new agreement and coming into an energy of being able to be on the same page, and to commit to work through things, or to work through issues. I do feel like for a lot of you Aries, there's a sense of just getting to know somebody. Okay, so either it's a new person that you're getting to know, or you're coming up with a clean slate with an existing partner, and you're getting to know each other again, like you're giving it a fresh start, and you're committing to making things work or to get over a difficult situation. I feel a lot of it too is, I don't know if I want to say negotiating, but finding principles that you agree on and trying to focus on the beliefs and the ethics and the core kind of sense of being that you all have in common, so that you can work past differences. So I feel like for a lot of you Aries, the relationships are going to become a lot more focused on values, okay, values, instead of maybe in the past, maybe it was more passion, or maybe it was more like, okay, the sex is amazing, or maybe it was like, we're a powerhouse team with good jobs and we can buy nice things. Or for a lot of you, you're just coming into a deeper type of connection, okay, a deeper type of relationship. Some of you are even having a bit of like a spiritual journey with a partner. Okay, some of you are manifesting that, where it's somebody coming in who's going to be bringing a companionship for you as you're connecting with your higher power, and as you're connecting with a sense of growth and spirituality. All right. I feel a lot of you are going through some kind of a cleansing, like just inside out. You're going through some kind of an energetic cleansing, spiritual cleansing. And a lot of you are manifesting someone who's going to be, by your side doing the same. And that's powerful, powerful energy. Your outcome here, my darlings, is Page of Wands. So we went from Knight of Wands to Page of Wands. Now, different readers are going to read the cards in different ways. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, if you see Page of Wands in other readers for other tarot readers or other videos on YouTube, that you should take it the way that I'm about to explain it. I'm just going to explain it the way that I connect with Page of Wands and what I feel with Page of Wands, and that could be different for another reader. When I see Page of Wands has a little bit more of a playful energy than Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands was like your theme, about fast moving energy and making decisions and go, 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 and intense passion, and here today and gone tomorrow type, like hurry up and make up your mind type energy. I feel that with Page of Wands is more playful. When I see Page of Wands, I think of like a second adolescence. Think back to the time in your teens before you hit like the emo phase, or the I hate the world, leave me alone, lock myself in my room and listen to music phase. Think about the time when like there's that certain aspect of your teens where you just want to experience life, and you have a lot of optimism, and just the world is your oyster, and you think that nothing could ever go wrong, and you just think that you're going to go out and do all of these amazing things, and you just have a sense of mischievousness, and a love for life, and a playfulness, and a humor, and this light-hearted energy, crushes and things like that, and a passion, and just noticing yourself coming into your sensuality and your sexuality and all of those things, where everything is so new and exciting. I associate that kind of energy with Page of Wands. Page of Wands for me is kind of like that second adolescence. So a lot of you Aries, you are a fire sign. You're getting your fire back, right? Like Page of Wands is definitely that fire energy. And I think a lot of you lost it along the way, right? A lot of you maybe got really logical, or just really paying attention to goals and bills and things like that, to where maybe you lost yourself a little bit, and something is happening where you're finding yourself again, and it's blessing your love life, or um it's making your love life blossom, or grow, or come out of a stuck phase. Like this is the time for movement. Wherever you were stuck, it's done. It's moving forward now. All right, my darlings, make sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because some weeks that's going to manifest, it's going to, not weeks but months, some months it might resonate with you more, but also it gives like just a little extra layer of energy, a little extra information. I am available for private readings. I will have a link in the description of this video that will take you to the calendar to schedule a private reading if you would like. And also, if you're interested in the deck, I will have the info. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check out this deck. But I thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate, those of you for, liking, commenting, sharing the video. Thank you for helping the video get out there. Thank you for subscribing, for hitting notification. And be sure, guys, to check out the weekly forecast videos too. Every single week, for every single zodiac sign, I do a separate video that goes over finances, career, family life. I do the love videos separate, and every single week I just do kind of like, the other important parts of life, spirituality, all that good stuff. So be sure to check that out as well. Again, I thank you so much for being here. Thank you so very much for letting me be part of your journey. And I am wishing you the best of luck and love, and I'm wishing you a wonderful April. Hope to see you in the daily messages. Hope to see you in the weekly readings as well. Take care.